Once upon a time, there was a small coastal village where the people lived by the sea. The villagers were mostly fishermen who spent their days on the water, casting their nets and hauling in fish. Among them was a young fisherman named Elias, who had always dreamed of becoming the best fisherman in the village. Every morning, Elias would set out with his father, an old and wise fisherman. Together, they would sail into the deep blue sea where the waters were rich with fish. Elias loved the peacefulness of the ocean, the way the sun sparkled on the waves, and the gentle breeze that filled the sails of their boat. But despite all the beauty around him, Elias was determined to catch the biggest fish, the one that everyone talked about, the legendary golden fish that was said to live in the deepest part of the sea. One day, Elias decided to go out alone. He felt ready to take on the challenge. He sailed farther than ever before, past the familiar fishing spots, deeper into the unknown. Hours passed, and the sea began to grow rougher. The sky darkened, and the wind picked up. But Elias pressed on, determined to catch the golden fish. As the storm raged around him, Elias thought he saw something glimmering beneath the waves. His heart raced. He knew this could be the moment he had been waiting for. With all his strength, he cast his net into the deep water, hoping to catch the elusive fish. Suddenly, there was a tug, the boat rocked, and the sea seemed to come alive. Elias pulled with all his might, and after what felt like an eternity, he finally hauled the catch into the boat. But instead of the golden fish he had imagined, Elias found an old, wise turtle, its shell glimmering like gold. The turtle looked at Elias with kind eyes and said, "Young fisherman, you sought the golden fish, but what you have caught is something far more valuable. The ocean holds many treasures, but patience and respect for its creatures are the true riches." Elias realized then that the sea had taught him a lesson. It wasn't about catching the biggest fish or proving himself. It was about living in harmony with nature and respecting the gifts it provided. From that day on, Elias returned to his village not with a legendary fish, but with a new understanding of the sea. He shared his story with the villagers, and together they learned that sometimes the greatest catches are the ones that teach us the most. And so Elias continued to fish, but now with a heart full of gratitude for the ocean, its creatures, and the lessons they offered. As the years passed, Elias became known not just as a skilled fisherman, but as a protector of the sea. He taught the villagers how to fish responsibly, ensuring they only took what they needed and left the rest for future generations. The once depleting waters around the village began to thrive again, filled with life and beauty. Elias also kept visiting the old turtle from time to time. Whenever he sailed far out to sea, he would look for the golden shimmer of its shell. The turtle became his guide, offering wisdom and reminding him of the balance that must be kept between man and nature. One day, as Elias was teaching a group of young villagers how to cast their nets, a boy asked him, "Chua, do you regret not catching the golden fish?" Elias smiled and looked out at the sparkling sea. "The golden fish was never about the catch," he said. "It was about the journey, the lessons, and understanding that we are a part of this great ocean, not its masters. The sea gives to us, and in return we must give back by protecting it." The boy nodded, inspired by Elias's words. And from that day forward, the villagers embraced a new way of living. They stopped chasing after riches and instead celebrated the simple joys the sea provided: a fresh catch, a stunning sunset, and the endless waves that connected them to something greater than themselves. Elias grew older, and though his hair turned grey, his love for the sea never faded. He often sat by the shore, watching the boats return home, the laughter of children, and the harmony his village had achieved. In his heart, he knew the golden fish was not a myth or a creature to be caught. It was the wisdom, peace, and gratitude he had found within himself. And so the village by the sea flourished, and Elias's story became a legend, passed down through generations as a reminder to respect the ocean and cherish the treasures it provides.